classmate! Welcome sa aming vlog! Ang lalaro namin ngayon ay isang uri ng indoor game na tinatawag na Uno card. Ang mga kalaro ko ay ang aking mga ka-group. Say hi!
Hi!
Uno game card. Hayaan ninyo ipaliwanag ko kung ano nga ba ang Uno game card. Uno is a popular and widely played card game that was created by Merle Robbins in 1971. The game's objective is relatively simple. Players must get rid of all cards in their hand by matching them with the top card of the discard pile based on either color, number, or special action. The last player with cards remaining in their hand when someone else placed their last card is the winner.
Hello classmates! Ang next nating indoor game ay pick up stick. Dahil wala tayong pick up stick na mahanap, barbecue stick na lang ang aming gagamitin ng aking mga kapatid.
Hi!
Pick-up sticks, let me explain, also known as Mikado or Splikens, is a classic tabletop game that has been played for centuries in various forms across different cultures. The game's objective is to pick up sticks from a randomly scattered pile without disturbing the other sticks. Players earn points for each successfully pick up stick, and the player with the highest score at the end of the game wins.
Hello again classmates! Ang ating susunod na vlog ay about sa outdoor games kung saan papasok ang tagu-taguan. Yun naman ang aming gagawin ngayon. Ayan ang mga kasama ko. Bye-bye! Taya!
Hide and Seek or Tagu-Taguan in Tagalog. Hide and Seek is a classic children's game that has been played for generations and remains popular worldwide. The game involves one person, the seeker, closing their eyes and counting to a designated number while the other players, the hiders, find hiding spots. Once the seeker finishes counting, they must try to find and tag their hiders in their hiding place.
Hello classmates! Another outdoor activity is this jumping rope. Ito ang mga kalaro nyo.
Jumping rope, also known as skip rope or skipping, is a popular and simple physical activity that involves jumping over a spinning rope. It is widely enjoyed by people of all ages.
Hello classmates! Another outdoor activity and the last will be the what do you call that? Batong bola. Ito ang mga kalaro natin.
Batuhang bola or batikalan, let me explain. Ang batuhang bola ay isang larong Pilipino na kung saan sinisikap ng mga manlalaro sa dalawang koponan na maitapon ng bola sa bawat membro ng kalaban upang sila ay mabawasan, habang ang kalaban naman ay iniiwasang matamaan sila ng bola upang manatiling mabuhay sa laro.
Denise! Denise! Galit na galit si Kim! Denise! Uso ka konti. Bagalan mo na lang ng takbo.
My name is Rupay Alisin and this is my reflection. How do you find the playing the laro ng lahi? Laro ng lahi are games commonly played by children, usually using native materials or instruments. Due to limited resources of toys for Filipino children, they usually invent games without the needs of anything but the player themselves. Among the chosen laro ng lahi, which would you like the most and why? I like the most is patentero because it is a very good exercise and it encouraged the development of critical thinking and tactical planning. We also learn to strategize, develop self-confidence and ability from the game's patentero. It is also a good recreational activity with our family and friends. What is the relevance of playing the laro ng lahi of being a student in keeping our cultures alive? As a student, the relevance of playing the laro ng lahi in keeping our cultures alive is we continuously engage with different kinds of laro ng lahi. We also showcase our cultures through realizing the beauty of our unique cultures and to instill the patriotism in our daily life. And how can we and our future teachers help to keep the cultures of playing the laro ng lahi among the new generation? As a future teachers, I keep the cultures of playing the laro ng lahi among the new generation through encourage them to play laro ng lahi by telling its essence and importance in our life and introduce folk game at home and at school and promote the laro ng lahi to young generation to spread the word and make the games main.
Magandang araw po ma'am, ako po si Chris May A. Potensya at ako po ay isang BE-Ed students at nagmula po ako sa section na 2A at ang tanong po sa number 1 ay how do you find playing the laro ng lahi? For me, my perception, playing the laro ng lahi can be a fun and interactive way to learn about culture and heritage. It allows us to immerse ourselves in traditional games that promotes physical activity, teamwork, and strategic thinking. Sa number 2 naman, ang katanungan ay, among the chosen laro ng lahi, which do you like the most and why? All of the laro ng lahi is magugustuhan kong laruin in every kind of way because hindi ka lang basta-basta mag-i-enjoy kundi mag matututo ka rin at maaari mo rin itong i-apply sa tunay na buhay, maging good communicator man or maging physically and mentally healthy sa pamamagitan ng laro ng lahi. Number 3 question naman po ay, what is the relevance of playing laro ng lahi of BE-Ed students in keeping our culture alive? Para sa akin bilang isang BE-Ed students ay ang paglalaro ng lahi ay may malaking kaugnayan sa aking buhay dahil sa pagpapanatiling buhay ng ating kultura, lalo na sa akin, bilang isang mag-aaral ng Bachelor of Elementary Education sa pamamagitan ng pagsali sa mga larong ito, dahil nagkakaroon ako ng mas malalim na pag-unawa at pagpapahalaga sa ating kultura na minana ko pa sa ating mga ninuno. Ang mga larong ito ay nagsisilbing isang mahalagang kagamitan o paraan upang sa pagtuturo ko ay maging maayos ako bilang isang mayroong teamwork, sportsmanship at iba pa. Bukod pa rito ay napapanatili ang ating mga tradisyon at maiibahagi ito sa mga susunod pang henerasyon sa pamamagitan ng pagkatuto ko ay maipamahagi ko ito sa pagiging isang bilang guro. At sa number 4 naman po ay how can BEd or future teachers can help to keep culture of playing laro ng lahi among new generation. For me, as an BEd student or future teacher, I would emphasize incorporating cultural games like Laro ng Lahi in elementary education by designing interactive activities and lessons that integrate traditional Filipino games. We can keep the culture alive and pass it on to new generation by this way, me as an future teacher can play vital role in preserving our culture heritage while fostering and engaging in fun learning environment. Thank you po.
Good day, ma'am. I'm Janitor Casuo from Section B Ed 2A, and this is my reflection. Number 1. How do you find playing the laro ng lahi? In my family, I am the youngest among my siblings, so as I grow up, I see what they do. And that's when I saw or learned about playing the laro ng lahi. I also learned this from the people around me who were like me when I was a child, even from our parents, friends, and classmates who I always with. And number 2. Among the chosen laro ng lahi, which do you like the most and why? Among the chosen laro ng lahi, I like the most is the jumping rope. Although it is tiring, but for me, it is the one that I enjoyed the most. And number 3. What is the relevance of playing the laro ng lahi of BEd students in keeping our culture alive? As a BEd student who played laro ng lahi, the relevance of keeping our culture alive is we can teach the new generations or our future students to how to do the laro ng lahi or how to play it. And number 4, how can BEd or the future teachers help to keep the culture of playing laro ng lahi among the new generations? As a future educator, I can help our culture of playing the laro ng lahi by teaching the new generations how to play it and why it should be played. I transfer to them all my knowledge that I have so they can play it, because the new generations now is more on gadgets and they didn't know how to play the laro ng lahi.
Hi, my name is Regine Balimino, and this video is my oral examination in Physical Education 4. How do you find the playing the laro ng lahi? Since was I young, I play it with my family, my friends. My family is the first who influenced this game for me. By playing this game, so much fun give to me and boost my self-confidence and body flexibility. For question number 2, among the chosen laro ng lahi, which do you like most and why? For me, I like most playing Uno cards, because I don't know how to play this game. I can have an experience, but when my group mates explain that I'm very interested to play it. And I realize Uno cards game is a fun and easy to learn game that can be enjoyed by players of all ages. Number 3. What is the relevance of playing the laro ng lahi of BEd student in keeping our culture alive? Bachelor of Elementary Education students help to keep our culture alive by learning and playing this game. They can gain deeper understanding of their cultural heritage and values that being passed from generation to generation. By incorporating traditional Filipino games into their lesson, they can help children develop a sense of pride and appreciation for their cultural identity. The last question. How can BEd or the future teacher help to keep their culture of playing laro ng lahi among the generations? As a future teacher, we help to keep the culture of playing laro ng lahi among the new generation to teach them the traditional games By incorporating these games into their lesson, they can help children develop a sense of pride and appreciation to their culture and make a inspiration to making balik tanaw to the laro ng lahi.
The first question is, how do you find or how do I find playing the larong lahi? Larong lahi is a collection of traditional Filipinos games and that played by children and adults alike. These games are usually played outdoors and eventually in indoors. These games are not only provide entertainment but also promotes physical fitness, social interactions, and cultural appreciations. The second question is, among the chosen larong lahi, which do I like the most and why? First of all, I truly choose Uno card because it is enjoyed by many people like what we did in our vlog with my friends and my classmates. The game has a simple rules and it is fun to play and spend time with friends, eventually with your families and the other people that can also play these games. For question number 3, what is the relevance of playing the larong lahi of BEd students in keeping our culture alive? Playing these games is not just for just a form of entertainment, but it is also helps in preserving our identity and history as a nations. Through these games, we get to appreciate the skills, strategies, and the values that have developed. And for BEd students, playing larong lahi is can also serve as a tool for teaching and learning. It can be incorporated into lesson plans as a way of to introduce Filipino culture or our culture in history. It can also students learn important skills, life skills such as sportsmanship, and problem solving through these games. For lastly, question number 4, how can BEd or a future teachers help to keep the culture of playing larong lahi among the new generations? As a future teachers, BEd students can play a significant role in promoting and preserving the culture of playing larong lahi among the new generations. Like, what I'm doing is organize a larong lahi events or activities that promote the playing of this uh, traditional Filipino games. These events can help the school or the community to serve as an opportunity to educate and engage the younger generations in our culture in activities. For BEd students, playing larong lahi can also serve as a tool for teaching and learning. It can be incorporated into lesson plans as culture that can collaborating with local communities to promote it. Thank you.
Good morning po, Ma'am Odina Rutas. Ako po si Ruby F. Mamalatayo from BEd 2A at ito po ang aking kasagutan sa aking oral exam. Question number 1. How do you find playing the laro ng lahi? From my parents, I find the laro ng lahi because they tell me about the laro ng lahi game and how to play it. And also because of my childhood friends, that's why I find the laro ng lahi game. Question number 2. Among the chosen laro ng lahi, which do you like the most? Why? Okay. I like the most from the laro ng lahi is bahay-bahayan. Because when I was a child, I feel like I'm a little mother and I have a little house because of the bahay-bahayan game. That's why I choose bahay-bahayan. Question number 3. What is the relevance of playing the laro ng lahi of BEd student in keeping our culture alive? The relevance of playing the laro ng lahi through playing these games, BEd student can learn and internalize these values such as teamwork, sportsmanship, respect, and fair play. So from this, keeping our culture alive. And this is my answer from the question number 3. Question number 4. How can BEd or the future teachers help to keep the culture of playing laro ng lahi among the new generation? As a future teacher, I can help to keep the culture of playing laro ng lahi among the new generation by encouraging and telling them how interesting the laro ng lahi game. And this is my answer from the question number 4.
Good day, ma'am. My name is Jamaica Briones from BEd 2A, and this is my oral exam in Physical Education 4. Question number 1 is, how do you find playing laro ng lahi? Playing laro ng lahi, it felt like a nostalgia. It brings back a lot of memories when I was younger. I also find it fun to play it with people at my age, because at the age of 20, we don't get to play games like this anymore. So when we played it again, I have fun and I really enjoyed it. Question number 2 is, among the chosen laro ng lahi, which do you like the most and why? I enjoyed playing the Uno cards because we get to add a lot of cards to our opponents. And furthermore, I enjoyed this because I have my strategies. That's why I win most of the time. This game is also for a lot of players. That's why it is more fun to play. Question number 3 is, what is the relevance of playing laro ng lahi of BEd students in keeping our culture alive? Future educator, it is relevant for us to play it again to be able to feel good emotions while playing it and while interacting with other people. It will be helpful in teaching our future students because we experience playing it at first hand, and that's why we know how it feels. That way, we can enjoy playing it while treasuring and keeping our culture alive up to the next generations. Number 4 is, how can the BEd or the future teachers help to keep the playing of laro ng lahi up to the next generations? We future educators can help by including laro ng lahi into our activities and connect it to our topic. By that, we can teach our lesson, the students can enjoy, and we can keep our culture alive.
Laro ng lahi is one of the most important thing that children should play. Because in laro ng lahi, you can socialize other people and play with them. You can also build a friendship and exercise your body and mind. For me, the laro ng lahi that I like the most is tagu-taguan. Because I am good in hide and seek, and it's challenging, especially when it happens at night. As a BEd students, it is relevant to us to play the laro ng lahi because we must know all the laro ng lahi, and we are the future educator so that we will teach the laro ng lahi to our future students. As a BEd students, I will suggest to our SK that in our barangay, we must play the laro ng lahi to keep it alive, especially to the new generations, and they should have give the certificate and prize to those who are participated.
Ma'am, my name is John Paul Percy, and question number 1 is, how do you find playing the laro ng lahi? I find it amazing and wonderful because it brings me back to my childhood days when I don't think of my problems and I just play games, enjoy playing games. Question number 2 is, among the chosen laro ng lahi, which do you like most and why? I do like the most is batuhang bola because in my childhood days, it's always what we play. Number 3 Uh, what is the relevance of playing the laro ng lahi of BEd students in keeping our culture alive? Uh, the relevance of it keeping our culture alive is that we BEd students, future teachers, can pass it into the next generation. Question number 4 is how can BEd or the future teachers help to keep the culture of playing laro ng lahi among the new generations? By teaching them how to play it and let them experience the laro ng lahi.